Okay, it's a little late tonight, but I did say this show will be late night after 10 p.m. And it is after 10 p.m. It's 10:55, but I am here. This is a lot of talk with James Lott Jr. I will explain to you, you will see shortly why I was running late. I did something very drastic this evening. It took some time. So that's why we're on a little late tonight. So we'll be on to almost midnight tonight. It's going to be a late night edition of Talk a Lot with James Lott Jr. And of course, this is my late night talk show that now I have a good announcement to make too during the show about this show. It's very exciting. And so we talk about all kinds of things, random talk, PG-13, not RX rated, very little cussing. Every once in a while I cuss every once in a while, but very little cussing. Safe space for all you late night people who are here. So I'm about to show you why I was late. I did something very drastic to myself. And it took me actually an hour to fully do this. So now we're going to start the show. I am so nervous. You will be the first to see the new me. Ta-da! I have no facial hair. Do I look younger? Do I look like I'm almost 51 years old, like this? You're the first to see it. It has been a year since I've shaven my face. I just finished like 5 minutes ago. It feels weird. I can see my face. It's so weird. Yeah, it's just strange. I chose to do it. They say I got hair. I got this. I do feel a little younger. I feel like I look like my mother. I feel like I look just like my mother. That's what I feel like. But there was a significant reason why I shaved my face off. And first of all, I grow hair back so fast. I'll have a goatee in like another week or so. I'm not even worried about that. So it'll grow back. But, and I found my clippers last night, so I may actually shave my own head. I haven't decided yet. Or I may let it grow. I don't know. So you guys are the first to see this. It's me unshaven, or shaven, me shaven. James Lott Jr. unplugged. That's what I was going to try to say. It's a new me, and I feel really weird. I'm like, wow, as smooth as a baby's bottom. My skin's pretty good though. Because I was curious about what my skin would be like underneath my goatee, but it's really good actually. Okay, okay. I see my double chins, but that's okay. I'm losing weight, so it'll go away, I guess. I see my big nose. It's funny when you take away something off your face and all of a sudden you see everything else. But it don't look that bad, I guess. I think I'm hanging in there. But I'll be posting pictures. I'll be doing all that stuff. People are gonna be like, "What did you do?" Something different. You can see my dimples. I do have dimples. But I decided something different. I decided to do something different, and I got bored. It's like I just want to do something else. I'm very blessed. I get to grow hair. My hair grows. Like literally tomorrow evening, I'll have an outline of a goatee if I don't shave anything. So, but I do feel like I look younger. I do. But I feel like I look like my mother. I feel like I look like her more. I look like her anyway. But now that my goatee is gone, hers is gone too. But I'm bump. I do feel like I look like her a lot more. Oh my goodness. With the hair too. It's a trip. I'm just looking at this now as I'm like, I just moisturized my face and everything. I took a hot bath and soaked everywhere, and so I do look just like my mom. I do. I do. Yeah. Oh my God. Everybody, she's gonna hate it. She hates when I shave my face. But the significance really was that when I had Bell's palsy, my face was unshaven for the longest time. Because I just didn't, I couldn't, the feeling of shaving, growing hair on my face, it just wasn't really working because I was paralyzed. So I grew a goatee afterwards. So for the last year, I've had facial hair. I have not shaved it until tonight. So this is 51 years old, folks, almost. 51. 51, bitches. That's right. Yes, Jessica, I just shaved it. That's why I'm on so late. Because I shaved my face. It took me an hour to shave my face. I had so much hair. My hair is so thick. There were so many layers. The goatee part was like the crazy part. So I'm sure a lot of folks are not going to like it and be like, oh my God, James, where's the goatee? I'm going to grow a goatee back. I'm going to grow it back, but I'm just starting over. Just taking a little breather, make my face breathe. I wanted to look at it, and then I will start over. So it's kind of like that's, but luckily I can grow hair and I may shave my head on my own. That's next. But then, like right now, my hair doesn't look that bad. I have like a mini fro. I'm like, rocking a mini fro. It's not that bad. But I'm just like, I don't know. But maybe my birthday's coming up, I'm just like, I'm feeling like my age or whatever. You know, your father, I saw him in the picture. I was like, oh my God, he looks like a little, what do you look like? Not a hedgehog. What does he look like? He looks like something, porcupine or something going on there with all this hair. But yeah, so I did it myself. Yeah, I know. Your dad will never shave his goatee off, I'm sure. And your mother does not want that to happen, of course. But I'm not seeing nobody, so it don't matter. I'm in my house by myself. Chia pet. I was called a chia pet growing up in a manchichi because of my hair. I have to create a forehead for myself. My hair can grow all the way down here. And no, I had to shave my whole neck. My hair is all down my neck. I got a lot of testosterone in me, apparently. So I'm a man. I know I've seen Rick in pictures with no goatee, but I know he won't do it. And I mean, like I said, for me, it's just like once in a while, let my face breathe, and I feel like my big African American lips. I can see them, my big teeth. I'm just trying to get used to it. It's like it's really weird, but you can see my dimples. You can really see my dimples now with that because I'm losing weight too, so they're starting to come back in. I'm not so full anymore. So yeah, so that's why I kind of did it because I wanted to see my face after the Bell's palsy. I wanted to see my whole face, and it looks pretty good. It looks like about almost 100% better. You can't really tell. I have still some stuff happening over here a little bit, but it's not as bad as it clearly was a year or so ago. So this is my new look for now, and I'm doing interviews tomorrow. So I'm like, I haven't done any interviews without this face in like 5 years. So like that will be interesting when I do interviews tomorrow, this week, seeing myself when I'm editing the videos. Oh my God, it'll be crazy. Oh, it'll be crazy. One good thing, one good piece of, now I'm hungry all of a sudden. Why am I hungry? It's like almost midnight. So I've been eating like at 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and so now I'm starving. I'm like, oh, I just brushed my teeth and everything. I have some sugar-free pudding. Maybe I'll have that. So I now can take these stories, these live videos, because my friend Tony does it. I was trying to figure this out. Look like a newsman. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr., KTLA Channel 5 News. I can save the IG video, put it on my iPhone, airdrop it to my iMac, and I can upload it to YouTube. So the first episode, last night's episode 21, I wish I got the other 20. I'm so pissed, but I had to change the setting. So episode 21 is on, and people are watching it actually, it's on my YouTube channel. It's on there, and you can watch it whenever you want. And people are watching it, actually. So now I'm going to start saving these there. Now, what that means is I'm not going to save them on this story. Because on this story, it lasts for 24 hours anyway. So I'm going to save it on my camera, and then I'm going to upload it immediately so that people can actually watch it starting tonight, tomorrow. So we'll be done around midnight. So it'll be available middle of the night tomorrow. So that's what I decided to do. Is I'm going to upload them there. And if you go to my YouTube channel, JLJ Media, you can see the first one. So the first 20 episodes were like, for our memories. Miko Mouse, you've been in some of these. Some of you guys have been in some of these. For our memories. But episode 21 on, I will be recording and saving them and posting them. And it'd be I kind of want to have a nice time capsule of this whole time period that I started this. It's kind of weird that we're doing this. And I do IG videos. And it's good for my reel. So people say, what do you do, Jen, while belching? People say, what do you do, James? Well, I did a talk show on IG. So I do that. I was going to do that for my TikTok videos. I decided not to. So for my TikTok series I have on there, I'm going to do a book companion to them. So for my organizing series on TikTok, I'm going to do a book companion to that. For my life coaching, same thing. And my spoken word, same thing. So they'll all be from my TikTok series, but in book form. So that'll be coming out. But this show, again, will not be on my stories anymore. It will be... Yeah, that's the thing. Because some of you guys are really late. And I appreciate all the East Coasters and the Midwesters who come on to watch my show and come through. It makes me very happy. I know it's late for you guys, but I'm doing this for the late folks because some of you guys are up. Some people have anxiety. Some people are feeling lonely, depressed. Nighttime sometimes is the worst time to do this. So that means be up. So I want to come on for an hour and give you something to do afterwards for a while. I also want to tell you that this Wednesday, so in a few nights from now, I'm going to be doing not this show, but my other show, The Therapist and the Life Coach, at the time slot I normally do this show. So Wednesday at 10 p.m., me and Naomi McKinley talking about depression and loneliness. So from 10 to 11. A lot of you guys liked our first show we did last week on anxiety. I couldn't save that show. I was so pissed. So I'm going to try to save this one that comes up and put it on my YouTube channel so folks can watch it for you guys who are not up late. Because I know some of you guys aren't up late. Yes, Mary Tiger, I'm here later. You see, I changed my face. I shaved my whole face. It's a new James Lott Jr. It's new me. And I'm on later, so we'll be on to about midnight tonight. Let's talk a lot with James Lott Jr., folks. Me. I smell good. I just had a shower. I had a bath. I moisturized. It's very important. Even mentioned moisturize your skin. And then I shaved my whole face. It took me an hour to shave my face. It's crazy talk. But yes, I appreciate all the East Coasters, all the Midwesters, anybody who's 2 to 3 hours ahead of time watching the show. And I have some international folks who come on too, from Australia, from France. They're already the next day where they are. I appreciate them too. When you guys come on, I love you too. That's my sister. Bye, girl. She's good. She has to work. She has to work tomorrow, but she's just tired. She's old. She gotta go to bed. She gotta go to bed. Let me get my comfortable position. Oh, that bath was good. I take bubble baths. Bubble baths are really, really important to me. I love the fact that it makes you slow down. You get in the bathtub and you don't get a shower, you're busy working. Bathtub, I put some music on. I have Spotify, I have my own playlist or whatever on my phone. I am hungry, you guys. I'm sitting here thinking, what can I get in the refrigerator that's healthy, that's not crazy not for late night? Mom, get tired. Did you take breaks? I didn't take. That's a good question. Very good question. I didn't take breaks. I just kept going. I was determined because it was like I had to change razors though. The razors fruit. That's a good question. I think I do have some fruit. I have some peaches. Millions of peaches. Peaches for free. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. That's a 90s song. If you guys can guess who the group was that said that, I'll tell you later. Oh, you're back around. Okay. So maybe fruit maybe is something I can do. I have fruit. I have some protein. I guess I got some pepperoni I could do, I guess. Or maybe I make some Mexican pizza. I have some pizza sauce. I have some pepperoni, and I have some tortillas. So now I'm getting hungry. Oh, but good question. No, so I had to change razors. I go Dollar Shave Club. I have the Harry's razors. They're really nice. And I get the cartridges. I put them on. I had to go through 2 of them because I had so much hair. My hair is very thick and wiry, so I had lots of hair. So I went through one, and it just stopped working. It was just not cutting nothing. So I guess the only break I got was kind of when I was changing the cartridge for the new one. I feel so comfortable right now. Oh my God, that bath was so good. So baths. I have Epsom salt. I have all kinds of bath products. I use Philosophy products, Perlier, all these different brands. And I just love a nice bubble bath. I love to soak. I soak for 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. And that's a long time for me. And just relax. It feels so good. I feel so relaxed right now. Now I'm yawning. So relax. And I was working on a book tonight that I had written 10 years ago. Well, about 9 years ago. And I was updating it and editing it. It'll be coming out later this summer. I have a weight loss journey book. I wrote one called Who Put the Funhouse Mirror in My Bathroom? This is the sequel, kind of a sequel. It's called Lost Weight Found Change, literally. So I'm writing that right now, and I'm almost done. I gotta write the last chapter. I did the editing and then of the rest of the book, and so now I gotta do the last chapter of it. and then I'll be good, and then I'll be done. I finished my portion of a book that I'm contributing to. They wanted 3,000 words. I did 3,036. And it's for you can overcome anything. I tell a story. So all the writers get a chapter in the book, and then you're just the book is the big thing. So I just finished. It took me 3 days, 3 days to write my 3,000 words. So I've written I had like 2,500, and he was like, I want 3,000 or at least a little over. So I did it, and that's gonna be a good book too. That's coming out. I have a lot of stuff coming out, you guys. A lot of stuff: books, music, shows. There's a show that I do, web series I do called The Really Quick James Lott Jr. Show. You can watch the first 2 seasons on my YouTube channel, JLJ Media. It's kind of a random show. And I was going to start production on a third season, but now I can't because a lot of it's predicated on me being in LA, out and about, doing stuff. And now because of the COVID-19 virus stuff, I don't know how I can't go anywhere now, first of all. But I can't even plan anything because I don't even know how LA is going to look once they start kind of rolling things back out. So that show will just be on hiatus for a while. And so, I mean, I love doing that show. And last season, way better than the first season. I did some really good. I got a better camera. I'm so happy last year. I had a little bit of money last year, and I decided to spend it on frivolous stuff. I was like, okay, we're going to spend it on something important that could be useful to my career. And so little by little, I kept buying all kinds of stuff that I found. I mean, I went on online on sale. I mean, I was fine. I was buying bits and pieces. I didn't buy everything at once. I was just kind of like, oh, that's a great deal on lights. Grab those. What deal? Great deal on ring light. Grab that. Great deal on a microphone. Grab that. So I took my time last year and I started buying stuff. I got my iMac last year. I got an iMac Pro. I said, let me get the real. I had some cheap laptops. It's like, those are dumb. Oh, the show that I do is called The Really Quick James Lott Jr. Show. It's a web series. I did 2 seasons of it, and I was going to do another season. People liked it, and I can't do anything because it's predicated on me going out. But I started buying stuff to, I got all kinds of goodies. I mean, I got a book stand. I got a keyboard last year. I got the guitar last year. I started buying stuff just little by little, just getting little things I needed for my career, and now they're coming in handy. I have my own camera, own microphone, own recording stuff. I do. People are like, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm at my own. I have a home studio now, and I'm still trying to fix it up even more. Hello, you guys. This is my show. Talk a lot with James Lott Jr. I know you're stopping through. Thanks for stopping through. I appreciate it. Oh my God, I know this person. Every time I come on here every night, somebody I know I'm talking about comes on here. Dude, be nice. Great company. Great guy. Hello there. Thanks for stopping through. This is my late night talk show that I do. So I'm so happy to see a friendly face in here. I just realized I know a lot of people. I've been in this business a long time. I've interviewed a lot of people. A lot of people. Like I interviewed him. BCamry24, you guys. I wear that shirt all the time that you guys gave me. I'm doing fine. I just shaved my face for the first time in a year. So little by little, little by little. I'm doing fine. This is day 33 of me being at home. I have not left my property in 33 days. Tomorrow will be day 34. I have a huge yard, a huge house, so I'm fine. Living here in South LA in Inglewood. And I just had things delivered to my house, and I just been living here. I've been doing lots of interviews and everything. 50. I'll be 51 in like 3 weeks. Kind of crazy. I think I look younger now. And I shaved my goatee. I had it for last year, so but I'm safe and sane. How are you doing? How is everybody doing? Everybody. I mean, there's a lot of craziness happening now with people wanting to get back out there, and folks are just there's uprisings happening, and it's chaos right now out there. And I just hope all of you guys are able to kind of find some sanity in the middle of all this, because it's not good. I'm just staying in my house. Everybody can fight it out there. I'm staying in. I'm creating content. Yes. I think I'm trying to look a little younger. I'm trying to hold it out. Sorry, but I got the gray hair right here giving it away. I got a little mini fro, you guys. So Virginia, I know Virginia is crazy. Virginia, Florida, I'm seeing all kinds of stuff going on over there. You guys got a lot of stuff going on all way over there. I'm like, wow. I'm seeing videos coming out of there, beaches being reopened. I'm like, people fighting. I guess Michigan, another place we were fighting in Michigan. I mean, it's a little scary. People are uprising. I have people I know on Facebook that are completely like, this is all man. This is all government made. This is it's not for real. I want my money. I'm just like, okay, you guys. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't want the virus, and so I'm gonna stay home. Yes, B County 24. I'm in Inglewood, still in Los Angeles. I am still here. I own my house. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. Nowhere. And you guys, he did my show, Breaking Into on Black Hollywood Live. My award-winning show, Breaking Into on Black Hollywood Live. Capital City Web Award winner last year. And he did the show. I'm just gonna stay home. I'm like, there's nothing. I'm just gonna let everybody else can fight it out, and then I'll let them all fight it out, and then let them tell me when it's safe to go back outside and whatever. I'm following whatever they're telling me at the moment. I don't care about those stuff. I guess 'cause I like where I live. I keep telling people I like where I live. I have great weather down here in South LA, Inglewood. I like my house. I like my yard, my garden. I always post my garden pics on here. So for me, I'm very blessed. I got plenty of food, everything. That's good. Well, in New York, of course, it's worse there. It was much worse in New York. And New York's a much denser city. Obviously, it's much denser. A lot of people in a short area, small area. The subways, everything. So in LA, the one saving grace was that we are we're not a subway place like San Francisco or New York or Chicago. We are much more car driven. But I know that it spread really fast in New York because I used to go to New York all the time, so I know how it is there. But I have friends who literally went like to Colorado, Arizona. They went to go with their parents' houses that are way out in the boondocks, and they're like, we're hanging out here until, life goes on. One of my friends, actually, on a side note, one of my friends posted he went to Target tonight, and it was actually toilet paper. I was like, you got it, because for me, it's not even toilet paper. Now it's all like, what about the cleaning supplies? I need some more Lysol. That's what I need. Oh, DMV too. I don't watch a lot of the news. I purposely don't watch it. I don't need to know how many people have the virus. I don't need to know every day the counts. All I need to know is anything that's very important in terms of any advancements. Did they find a vaccine? Anything working? And if there's any like laws or rules that I need to know about. That's all I want to know. Other than that, I don't watch it. I don't want to hear all this stuff. I don't want to hear all this stuff. It just creates anxiety. And we know it's bad. And for me, I just want to do my part by staying in, doing what they ask me to do. I'll pray for everybody, and then hopefully we get better. They do. I told somebody the other day, I said, yes, I know it's important, but they can always do it afterwards. They can do it later. The news is the same at noon and 1 o'clock that it is at 3 o'clock. It's the same news. And they repeat what they do, and they repeat anyway what they said at 12 anyway. So it's kind of like, but I know that noon seems like, and 1 o'clock are like middle of the day. I get that part kind of also. You were in Bushwick, in Brooklyn getting hectic for quarantine. Brooklyn. Oh, that's my family's from Brooklyn. Oh, I love my Brooklyn. But they're from Prospect Park. They're from Park Slope. Fort Hamilton Parkway. I take the F train to Fort Hamilton Parkway. Walk up to West 4th and Caton Avenue. I used to go to Food Town to go grocery shopping for my grandmother. They had a Food Town over there. And literally Prospect Park literally is not far from her house, off of Ocean Avenue. So I know me some Brooklyn. I know all about Brooklyn. Yes. So I'm glad. So here's another thing I just want to say to people a little bit. There are folks who keep saying to me, I see these things like, well, I don't have to do anything. I'm not going to feel bad for not creating content. I'm like, trust me, do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to sit at home and do nothing this whole time, then do that. But I don't want to hear you're bored. I'm tired of folks telling me they're bored. I don't want to hear you're bored. Because I'm taking up crocheting and I'm doing puzzles. Like you're just doing all this stuff, and I don't want to feel bad for not doing anything. It's like, well, don't feel bad. I mean, live your truth. If you don't want to work nothing, then don't work nothing. But I don't want to hear you're bored. I don't want to hear you're lonely. I don't want to hear after we go back to normal. I should have did this, and I have no time to do that. I mean, I have friends who literally tell me all the time they don't have enough time to do this or do that. There are things they want to do. Well, now you have time to do it. If you're not working, now you have time to do it. So I'm like, so I just don't have any sympathy for that. I mean, I'm like, we know, at least somebody tell me I don't have to do anything. We know you don't have to do anything. You're a grown up. You can do whatever you want. If you want to lay around and watch The Real Housewives all day long and do nothing, that's fine. Everybody has the ways of dealing with stuff. For me, that's just not me. I don't lay around. I mean, I do take naps. I go in the garden. I relax on some program, but I feel like I normally would be working anyway, so why not continue creating stuff and doing and now I get the time to do all this stuff because I'm physically not at an office or physically organizing somebody or physically on a set somewhere. This is all. I mean, I have some plays I've been working on for years. Music. I mean, that's all this stuff I've been working on. I can actually work on it now. I'm getting a lot accomplished. So for me, I'm gonna get a lot accomplished. I'm gonna get stuff done. You know, I know, but people say they're bored, or I just don't even want to hear that. I don't. Like, why are you bored? I don't even understand. I don't know why you're bored. You know. So that's just that's just me. That's my little mini rant. But no, you have a right to not do anything you want to do. You have a right to do that. That's fine. And I'm not gonna make you feel bad. But I just don't want to hear certain things later. Oh, yeah, I should have did this. I should have did that. Yeah. Well, sure. So I'm making the most of it for me. And so I have been creating lots of content, getting a lot. I've been catching up on stuff. I love hearing the stories of people saying that they went and they organized their kitchen. Like we've been trying to get in that kitchen forever. I finally got in there. I love hearing people say that they started a radio show or a podcast or they written a book or they finished that play. I have a friend who finished a play. So him and his partner, business partner, finished a play that they wanted to work on, but they couldn't because they're busy doing other stuff. I love hearing that kind of stuff. I love it. I love being around creative people. So I don't. And so let's just see what we got there. I know there is. I always thought there is something to do. Like, why? I mean, bored. What does that mean? So you don't like, even if you don't do anything, you can't find something on TV you like. I mean, there's all these little streaming services. You can't find anything on one of those to watch. There's marathons of things. You can binge watch something. Like, I don't, even at the very least, you could do that. At the very least. I do know that some people don't have a lot of friends. I do get that. I understand that part. But now online, if you're online, there's a lot of things going on online. There's so many dance parties. I know randomly RJ and I were on our friend DJ Steve Flores thing earlier today. That's kind of the thing. It's like there's a lot going on online. There's a lot to watch for free. Yes, new businesses. People are getting new side hustles, new businesses. They're starting to find other passions. I have friends who are brushing up on their education in their field. They're taking classes and getting certifications. Some people are learning new stuff and getting new certifications. I mean, there's a lot that you can do at this time period that you probably can't do when you're running around. Now, I'm not talking about, again, I'm excluding the people who are working from home. There are folks who actually are still working. That's a whole different story. I also know that if you're a parent with small children or teenagers, you're probably busy whether you work or not with them. So I understand that. Yes, so DJ Steve Flores, a friend of our show here, he did a disco, he did some early '80s dance music for an hour earlier today from 5 to 6 on his channel, and he played some really good stuff. And took it back, and so it was good. And there's a lot of them. Another friend of mine did one from 7 to 8. Tony Moore, my buddy Tony Moore, has his Tell Me More series here on IG. He does it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. He has 3 good ones tomorrow. So Lounging with Tony is his channel on here. And Randomly Archie has a question. So ask away to ask a question. Yes, I'm hungry. Yes, I like long walks on the beach. I can't walk on the beach right now. I'm just looking at I'm keep looking at my face. I'm like, oh my god, this is so weird. Who is your major influence in terms of TV broadcasting or radio? There's a guy that I love, and he was on my show, my radio show years ago. Gary Meyer. He is a legend in the radio sphere, and now is doing podcasting. Gary Meyer has the voice. You think I got a voice? He has the voice, and he did my radios. He came live. First, I think he was friends with. I forgot who was it Kevin Nagara? I forgot who he was friends with. And I met him, and I was like, "You got to come do my radio show. I'm on radio." And he's like, "Oh my goes, yes." And he literally came. He came like a week or two later, and he came in the studio, and he loved it. He was so game for everything, and he's just somebody I admire. I just love his radio voice and his expertise and how he segues. I'm a huge fan of his, and he was on my show. So I mean, full circle moment for me. Larry King. Larry King, I love his interview style. I love that those suspenders or braces, like what we call them, he wore. I used to watch his show on CNN religiously. James Lipton was another one who he rest in peace. He passed away recently. I love his blue cards. I have no cards when I do my shows because of him, literally. But his style was very much. I go from beginning to end of life. So he starts from the very beginning and he breaks down, every question is broken down very simply, but then he gets stuff out of people. My favorite interviews with all people. I like Tavis Smiley. I'm a fan of his work. He's a nice guy. I used to love Casey Kasem. Speaking of old school radio, he had the hot the top 40. He did the top 40 every week. Casey Kasem was somebody I really was enjoying. I'm about to go back in the day, folks. I was a big Rick Dees fan. He was Kiss FM here in Los Angeles in the 70s and 80s. He had a morning show that was hilarious. A cast of characters like Chewy from La Puente, and he had Heine wine, which I have a bottle of Heine wine from the 80s. I still have it. I gotta find it. It's here in the house somewhere. He had John Revolting. I mean, he had all these characters. He was so good in the morning. And he's somebody that and he had a song called Disco Duck that went number one. But they say at the end of disco, but he had number one song. And I was a huge fan of his. Barbara Walters. I mean, Barbara Walters is a legend. I mean, broke every barrier. I mean, every woman and a lot of men in hosting need to bow down to her, and they do. I mean, even Oprah, they do. But she's somebody that I feel like her interviews are just legendary. They're legendary interviews. There's a woman who I enjoyed. She had a short-lived show on Lifetime. Her name was. You worked with Rick Dees for a year and a half? What? I bring up somebody so random, and you're like, because you are randomly RJ. You worked with Rick Dees. He's somebody I would still love to meet. Because when I was growing up, it was Rick Dees in the morning. It was on KROQ. It was Richard Blade doing the 80s stuff. And then on KDAY, it was all those folks KDAY. But, I mean, Rick Dees, that's crazy. He worked for Rick Dees. I can't believe that. But this chick had a show called Conversations, and her name was Amanda DeCadney, and I would love to meet her one day. She interviewed women, usually 3 women per episode, and she picked certain subjects, and they talked about each subject. And I have them downloaded because they didn't. The show only lasted 1 season, and I am a huge fan of her work. Rick Dees is so funny. I also you worked with him late in the 2000s. I also worked like I said, Casey Shadow Stevens. Yes, send me an air check. I would love to hear what you do with them. You've been around for a long time, randomly RJ. Also Shadow Stevens, great voice. Wolfman Jack. I'm going back in time, the 70s. Wolfman Jack. He was somebody I really admired very much in his voice. Radio. I love radio. Radio is my first love. I would say, and my friend Cameron Lewis, who I don't know if you knew him from AfterBuzz, RJ. He may have been after you left before he came back. He works for the number one show in the morning, Woody Show, here in Los Angeles. He's a producer. We both connected because of our love of radio. We're like 20 years apart in age, but our love of radio got us together. Donnie Simpson, I didn't love him. Of course, I watched the show. I mean, he had those light eyes, those hazel eyes, whatever, they were piercing hazel eyes. He got all the black folks on the show. Not a huge fan. I mean, I liked him. He was okay. I mean, I just wasn't a huge fan. It's funny. I mean, there's people I watched because I'm black. They're black. I watched them. Like I said, Tavis Smiley I liked a lot more. Tavis, of course, is black. I liked him a lot more. I used to like Charlie Rose. I mean, I know some stuff went down with him, but I like Charlie Rose. He was a good interviewer. I kind of did. Um, Sherry Carter, I'm trying to remember if I know her. Her name sounds familiar. It's not ringing a bell to me. You know, yeah, radio is something. I mean, it was something I always wanted to get into, and I lucked out and I got into it. I was very fortunate, and I do voiceover work and voice work for radio to this day for Westwood One for their radio shows. So there are a couple of shows. I'm in the theme song, or I'm in the lead. I'm in the intro. If you ever listen to Radio Millennial, I'm in the intro. Um, I realize it. I I do stuff for Westwood One for many of their radio shows. You'll hear my voice in many of the things. So I hope to be always, and I hope that job comes back. I hope it comes back. I love doing it. And I love the folks I work with there. And it's a cute little paycheck. But I love radio. I think I'm gonna always try to have my hand in radio somewhere. Always. And I love the show that I have. I love the audience it goes out to. I love the commercial breaks. I love all that stuff. It's just there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. I love talk radio. I just do. We have 1070 AM here in LA that I listen to. I really love that. So it's kind of a fun thing, but there's just nothing radio. But I'm trying to think, is there anybody else that's a good question. Those are the folks that I really, getting those bags, as those young kids say. I was like, bags? I'm like, oh, I get it, bags of money. I may look young, I'm not that young. But no, those are the ones for sure in terms of hosting and interview styles. I like them. I'm trying to think. I feel like I should think of more black people, but most of my folks that I like are just. I don't even see color. I like the voice. I mean, I'm trying to think because I do listen to KGLH. I do listen to them. They have some folks on there back in the day that were really good. The Wave. The Wave has some good folks on there too. Um, Back in the day, but I didn't live here in LA. I lived in San Francisco. My friend Michelle and I would come down all the time for the weekends. We'd come down on a Friday or Saturday. We'd drive down, take 5 hours, drive down here, and party for the weekend, go back to San Francisco, like on a Tuesday. And we used to come down here, and they used to have disco Saturday nights on K Big 104. K Big's gone now. It was so good. So, but you know what's funny? Because I used to go to the East Coast a lot. Like I know the Zoo and all that stuff, and like I liked Wendy Williams back in the day, kind of in the radio. I'm not a big Wendy Williams fan now, but I mean I don't dislike her either, whatever. But like Angie Martinez and all them, I know some of them back there. They're not influences on me, but I know of them because I used to go listen to the radio. My cousins would play the radio while I was back there. So there are some folks back there in New York that I knew of growing up, but I didn't live there, so I didn't listen. They weren't my influences, but they were fun. There were some fun people back there. But I knew Wendy when she was on the radio, and I remember listening to her on the radio. And I thought she was kind of funny. And of course, there's Howard Stern. I admire him. I'm not a huge fan, but I admire him, what he's done. King of all media. Angie Martinez is cool. I like her. Actually right now back he's like Heather B, who used to be on the Real World back in the day. I like her. But also Sam Roberts. Big in the podcasting world. I'm a big Sam Roberts fan. I got to meet him twice. He gave me my advice when I first started my radio show 6 years ago. I met him at AfterBuzz, and I asked him, "What can you tell me?" He said, don't chase for an audience. Do your show. The audience will find you. And then he said, number two, make sure you make your time at the radio station comfortable. So you need to bring props. So I always brought props. I had 2 bags of stuff that I set up around my thing. And I would really I had my banner and all my stuff. And I had a great engineer. Shout out to Brian Leone. We're still friends. I miss him all the time. But I used to set this, whenever I do my radio stuff, I have everything set up, and it's crazy. I mean, yeah, Kevin, you also do Kevin, yeah. And I saw him again last year, and I was able to tell him. I said, 5, 6 years ago when I met you, you gave, and I get to tell him that advice game really worked. And he was like, he said he was really touched by that actually. Speaking of people that I kind of always liked, I met Leonard Maltin, the film critic, last year, and it was a trip because I grew up with him. It was like there was Roger, it was Siskel and Ebert, and it was him. And I remember, and a few others, but those are the ones I really followed. And I was like, and he was super nice. He was the nicest person. Oh my goodness, he was so nice. He was so nice. But I'm not a film critic, but I just like, that's somebody I always liked that I thought, that's very cool. I had to talk to him. But I like radio. I think it's never going to die. People say radio it's not going to die. People need radio stuff. And I love being in a studio. I love it. I love it. So I mean, I think I'm going to do that. So yeah, so that was my, and just TV. I love doing TV. And that's kind of, I did too. Another question. Yes, another question. That's what I'm here for. Ask me questions. I'm here. You can learn all about me and then hate me later or whatever. My answers. I'm trying to get a comfortable position right now. My pillows are sucking right now. I need new pillows, and I'm not going to buy new pillows right now. I'm going to wait and see what's going on. Pillows. I'm trying to get myself comfortable. Look at all this hair, cheese and crackers. Sorry for all movement. I'm just staring at my face because I'm just like, I really don't know what I just did. Like, well, I guess some skin stuff there. I'll work on that. But it's my talk show, Talk a Lot with James Lott Jr. We're on here late nights. Normally I'm on a little after 10. We're on a little, I'm seeing the difference because I'm on super late tonight. I'm on 11, right now it's 11:37. We have another like 20 minutes. And I'm seeing the difference. When I'm on at 10, more people are awake. I can tell, or more people are on. I'm seeing the difference. It's very interesting. But I promised to always come on, so like I said, it's crazy. Now that a lot of actors, athletes, musicians are turning to podcasts, what do you think is doing it right, and who do you think is phoning it in? I couldn't even tell you. There's too many. There's just too many people. There's some folks that I like. I like Kristen Bell's podcast. It's really good. I like Zach Braff's podcast. There's two people who do, there's my soap people I like. The Stone Cold and the Jackal by my buddy Steve Burton from General Hospital and Bradford Anderson, who plays Spinelli. They have a podcast that's really fun and soap related. And also another podcast I love. It's also soap related. My buddies at Soap Party 411. Gotta give them a shout out. My people at the Hallmarkies podcast. I've been on all these shows too. They're all great. But also Freddie and Alyssa show. Freddie Smith and Alyssa, his girlfriend, they have a podcast. I've not been on yet, Freddie and Alyssa, but Freddie's been on my show. He's a great guy from Days of Our Lives. And they do a podcast, and they do stuff on their own. Sometimes they have stars and whatever. So yes, but there's a lot. There's just too much. There's one podcast I like, but it's not by celebrities, and it's this couple that talk about stuff, and I love the way they talk. There's just so many. There's just too many. Oh, Ashley Graham, the big model. Yes, I know who she is. I can't even. There's too many. Some of the podcasts I listen to are usually for my friends. I have a lot of friends who do podcasts, so I try to support them. And listen to their podcast. My friend Lucretia Lyon has a podcast. Josh Rodriguez has a podcast. I mean, I try to follow my friend, The Art of Letting Go, which is a great podcast. My friend Mike Brown. I've been on that show a couple of times. I try to support. Smead has a podcast for organizing, and they've had me on there twice. I've been very blessed to be on their show. I like their stuff. My friend Organized 365. So I try to do that. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, here's my general thing, folks, about people going into the podcasting or hosting space who are not hosts. It's not a rant or anything, but it's just like, this is my little take on it. May not be popular, whatever. But there are some of us who are hosts. That's what we do. Yes, I've done some acting over the years and blah, blah, but I'm a host. I'm trained in a host. That's what I do mostly. Everything I do is hosting, interviewing. That's what I do. It's been tough for us because we are being bombarded with celebrities and athletes and models and coming in personalities coming in and doing podcasting and hosting. They're taking a lot of our jobs, of course, because they have a following and they have a name. And I don't knock their hustles. And you should be able to do whatever you want. Clearly, I'm a person who does whatever I want. So I mean, sure, musicians. I have a friend, B. Beeman. He has a podcast where he took his album and made it into a podcast. So every song on the album is the title of a discussion, and he gets really famous people on his show. It's really good, and it's another one. So I love some of the inventiveness of some of them. But obviously there's some that are not that good. I'm sure. We're saturated. I mean, that's everybody's a podcast. It's like having a business card. Everybody's a podcast. But I'm not. I'm not here. I mean, I got 7 or 8 of them. So I mean, I can't talk. But I just think that it's hard for us because some of us, this is what we do. We want our opportunities. We want our lights in the to shine. We want our 15 minutes of fame. Like we want it because this is what we do full time. We love it. Some people go to school for it and class for it, and they work hard at it. And it's hosting is not easy, folks. I want people to understand that. Not everybody can be a host. Well, like, anybody can be a host. Everybody can be a good host. And my brother, who doesn't host or anything, maybe listen to people who he thinks are bad. He goes, James, and not to my own horn, he thinks I'm a really good host. And I think I'm a pretty good host. He said, I'm seeing now people's interview styles and why you're successful and why they aren't as successful or why it's not a good interview. And that's the thing. People think they can all just do it. Interviewing somebody takes an art form, and it takes different forms depending on where you are. And Ronnie knows this because he's worked in television. And you go to a red carpet. Depending on the red carpet, you may get the art, you may get that talent for 30 seconds to maybe 3 minutes. You're lucky if you get 5 minutes with an artist, on the red carpet. You're lucky. And so it's usually quick, and you got to find a way to have those questions ready. And what are you going to ask? And, who are you? And the whole thing is, what are you? And you have to listen. That's number one. People tell me all the time, James, you're a good listener. There's an art to listening. I have a class tonight, actually, my life coaching. But there's an art to red carpet interviews. That's different than a press junket interview. There are press junket interviews. Hi, Willis, you. There are press junket interviews that are different style than red carpet. And then there are in-studio interviews that are different. Then there are panel discussions, which are different than in-studio interviews, which are different than a one-on-one. And if you add even if you have a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1, there's a whole different dynamic. Radio is one type of thing. TV is another type of thing. It's really an art form. You have to know how to adapt to every situation. And I teach these classes. Well, I did. Actually, I did it for hosting in LA. I taught a class a little bit on it, but I teach classes on how there's a certain way you speak on camera. There's a certain cadence to your language, the way you speak. It's like, I gotta sit up. This thing is just like bugging me. It's like, hi, I'm James Lott Jr. And there's a way you have to show yourself, but be just a little more bouncy, a little more just like, but not project too much because you're not on stage. You're literally in a studio or whatever. But it's like, hi, I'm James Lott Jr. Welcome to the James Lott Jr. Show here on AfterBuzz TV. That kind of stuff. It's very much on radio. Silences, whether they're 10 seconds or 30 seconds, are like 10 minutes on the air. So you can't have a lot of silences on air. You can't there's a way you got to do that. There's a thing called cross-talking. You don't want cross-talking. If you have several hosts, but not even just several hosts, just you and a guest, you don't want to talk over each other because after a while, you cancel each other out. You can't hear each other. So you don't want cross-talk. You don't want, no dead air. That's right. You don't want dead air. You don't want crosstalk. You don't want, you make sure all the levels sound right. You got to make sure the conversation is flowing. You got to make sure that you're getting your points out. And a lot of us, we deal with, PR people and even the people, what their projects are. They want to get certain things out there. So I always ask the PR people, what is your objective of this interview? If I have your guest, your talent, what do you want me out? What do you want out of them? I'll give it to you. I'm like, I'll give it to you. Just tell me what you want, I'll make it happen. That's always my thing. Tell me what you want. What are some of your points you want? And we have it. Now, some PR people will send you all kinds of things. Or they'll send you all kinds of stuff. And it's like, and try to give, here's sample questions. I don't follow sample questions. Hi, Gavin Pierre, 54. I know you. I don't need sample questions. I know what to do. Actually, and here's a little tip, you guys. A little insight, James Lott Jr. I don't write down questions. I don't do questions. People say, "Can I look at your notes?" I'm like, "You can look at them, but you may not know what's going on." I just write down bullet points or words or phrases. That's what I go by. So you look at my notes and see the word orange. There's a reason why I did it. Have a good restful sleep, bless you. I don't I will go. What does apple mean? I know what it means for me because there's a reason why I wrote it. So for me, I don't write down questions. I come up with questions on the spot. I've always been that way. I don't know why. Since I've started, I've done that. Well, here's the thing, randomly RJ. I will counter with it depends. Well, here's the thing. For me, I don't like crosstalk. I'll just say that I don't like crosstalk. I watch shows when they do that, and I can't hear nothing. And I think it could. And I know that I said this on another show here the other night. I said that I know for some people their ears tune out when they hear certain pitches and voice, certain sounds, and they just literally your brain just kind of just goes out. So certain voices. I have a voice people like apparently, so I don't really have that problem. But crosstalk for me, like The View and some of those shows, they do it when they're in studio, they do it too much. I can't hear anything. And literally, I remember one time when we go over, it's like telling people, "You guys, we got to make sure everybody says something." For me, it turns me off. I feel like you still have a conversation and it can flow. It's time. It's all about timing. It's all about timing. It can flow without crosstalk. That's just me. But I know some people don't. Some people love that kind of stuff. People scream over each other. For me, my ears just they tune out. I can't hear. I got little tiny ears too. I got little tiny ears. I can't do it. There's always the occasional. Sometimes when you talk, you and somebody else may say something at the same time really quick, but usually one of you will catch it and go, "No, you go ahead," or "No, you go ahead," and that's fine. That happens sometimes because you're not. But if you're really present, I've been on so many different panels, which I'm sure you have too, randomly RJ, where there's ones that they just flow. The conversation flows. You can hear everybody. It's a great. There's no dead air. It's so the chemistry is there. I love when that happens. I love that. I love when it's just nice and smooth, and all the points get out. And you said you interviewed one of the hosts of Destination Chef Women's and I use the points for reference. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying. I usually go into an interview knowing the couple things I want to talk about. Because as randomly RG knows, you cross tag wins, push your pull toe comes in. No, I'm personally okay at times. Cross tag. Okay, got it. Sorry. Okay, I read the thing. I know. Not also train of thought. I'm reading his thing, and also my train of thought was about something about interviews. I know, and when I go into an interview, because I do my research, and as randomly RJ knows, you do your research. I know you. I always feel like you should know their name and how to pronounce it. You should know whatever latest project they're promoting or product they're promoting. You should know that. What is their product? What is latest product? If it's a book, if it's a clothing line, if it's a TV show, you should at least know those two things. Everything else up for grabs. But I normally have a couple of things I want to hit in the conversation, and I hope to hit them. But, and I know randomly RJ understands this, I also know that if I say something and the conversation goes and that person drops a piece of gold, I'm not going to go. I've seen interviewers literally do this. You go, okay, just for example, I'm talking to Tristan Rogers, who plays Robert Scorpio on General Hospital. I asked him a question about General Hospital. In the middle of the conversation, he actually says, "Well, I actually turned down the chance to be Mad Max." What? You were almost Mad Max, not Mel Gibson? Stop. Let's talk about that. That's the gold right there. That's the gold. So that's the gold. I went that direction, and I actually made a clip of that, and that became a big hit because people like Mad Max. It's a series. It's still going on. Mel Gibson got famous, but he went on to be Robert Scorpio on General Hospital. So he became famous in his own right, but just in daytime. So it's kind of like, that's the gold. I'm not going to still go, that's nice, and then go, so when you kiss someone, like, no, that I don't. I've seen hosts do that. Someone drops them a piece of knowledge they've never told anybody else, and they're so busy looking at their questions, they just go, oh, that's nice. So, blah. You're like, no, it drives me bananas, 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 bananas. And so if I don't get, and so a trick I do sometimes at the end, if I don't get to all the points, I may at the end put a button on and just go, okay, I just want to mention, we're running out of time. I loved you in this show. I loved you in that show. Give me one word about Linda Gray on Dallas, like whatever. I kind of go, I may do a quick little medley at the end, so to speak, and hit some of those. Or I may not. And I may say, like, you know what? Next time you got to come back on, let's talk about blankety blank. I mean, same thing with Sean Kanan. He was in Karate Kid Part 3. He played Mike Barnes, and he's a friend of mine. But one of the episodes, people always ask me all the time, and he had a great story. He has great stories about Hollywood. And he had a story about Cobra Kai, which is a huge hit on YouTube. We did a clip of that. It's already at like 80 million. I think it's at 100,000 views. My first video is to do that. It's like that. So it's like, that was the goal. The goal was, he did talk to the Cobra Kai producers, but nothing's come out of it so far. Like, that's what fans want to know. So you go that direction. Or I was interviewing Ed Asner one time, and I've interviewed him several times at this point. I love Ed. He mentioned about his affair with Cloris Leachman. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's stop while talking about right there. Let's talk about that. That's the goal. I mean, that's you have to be present in the interviews and listen and engage. And all my interviews are conversation style. They really are. But I'm one-on-one. Again, red carpet, totally different story. Panel discussions, very different story. I've done a lot of panel discussions. I've done a lot of hosting of screenings, and I've talked to the cast afterwards. I love interview. And after BuzzTV, I've become known as the multiple cast interviewer. I've had so many casts of series and movies on my shows at BuzzTV over the years that I love it. There's an art form to it. It's not easy because you want to make sure everybody gets heard, that people aren't just sitting there too long. Because if you focus on two people too long, then the other three are sitting there going, well, what about us? And camera-wise, it looks weird. Oh my God, no, not already. It's the last minute and a half, you guys. So this is very interesting coming on later. I see a big difference. I have more, as you know, I have more people on earlier, but I love the folks that did come on. So, and as usual, somebody I've talked to in a long time came through. Randomly RJ, great questions. I really do appreciate if one person comes on here, love it. I am so happy to do this. I look forward to doing this every night. I love doing this. If I ever miss a night, it's because I'm busy doing something else. But again, you can watch these episodes now on my YouTube channel, which is JLJ Media. Just type that in. It should pop up. Or type in Talk a Lot with James Lott Jr. That it goes by so fast. It does. It goes by so fast. This was an hour, folks. This was an hour. I'm like, okay, it's an hour. I can't believe it's an hour. But thank you, Maddie Tiger, for coming on because, yes, and Nadine coming on. But so this show now is on YouTube for all you folks who missed it. And my face is clean now. It's shaven. I'm going to post pictures. I'm sure I'm going to get lots of attention for that. And follow me on TikTok. I'm almost at 10,000 followers. I've been on TikTok for 4 months. Almost at 10,000 followers. I'm like at 9,500. I'm like trying to get 10,000. So I'm almost there. But everyone, have a good week. Beginning of the week. Tomorrow's Monday. It's a good day. Please do your best to stay safe and as sane as you can. And that's just, thank you. I love you guys.